Today we're going to talk about how to download data from the Census Bureau for use in Excel, SPSS, and GIS. And what we want to do is we want to allow you to see how to download a data set. Start the census.gov site and go to Data, Data Tools and Apps, and then the American Fact Finder. You want to click on Advanced Search. Don't bother to answer their surveys. Click on Advanced Search. Click on Show Me All. And this is the dialog box that you get. Now, here's some things to remember. The first thing I do, even though topics are the first thing on their list, I always select my geography first. And I do this for a reason. Not everything is measured at all levels of geography. So some things may be measured at state levels, some are at county levels, some are at congressional district levels. And so if you pick your geography first, then you can see if there's actually a measurement of that at that level. So I'm going to do that. And I just want you to actually see all the different levels there are. Obviously you can measure the United States, but that would come out as just one number, just so you know. There are census regions or census divisions, which are smaller smaller regions. There are states. There are counties, which we're going to do in a minute. Places is a name that they use for cities and villages, kind of a generic name for an incorporated area. Congressional districts, school districts, you can get your data at a whole variety of levels. So I'm going to select county, and I'm going to take all the counties in the U.S. and I'm going to add this to my selections. And then I'm going to go into topics. And you can see you get another box to select from. I'm going to look under people. You can see the whole range of topics. And as you go under each one, there are more topics. And so you can select more things. I'm going to go under origins. And I'm going to go to migration and previous residents. And I'm going to close this. And you'll see that there are, lots of different tables that you can get. They break it down into very small units for a whole variety of reasons. You may or may not want the tables at that level. Oftentimes for the work that you're doing, the first table on the list will meet your needs. And actually I'm going to take the second table because what I want the 1 year estimates in this case. And I'm going to, you'll see that now up here in the selections it says you've got migration previous residents and this is the geographic level. You can view this, but you really want to work with the data, so click on download. It's going to create a zip file for you. It'll take a few seconds for that to happen. And click on download. And you really do want to download it into a particular place. I'm going to put it on my desktop for now. And I'm going to unzip it. It does open up. You'll see this in the instructions that I've given you in different ways. You shouldn't double click on the file for a lot of reasons. Not all files are exactly set up the way you want them to, and double clicking can lead to errors. In this case, it actually won't. It would actually work for you, but it's a good practice not to double click on your files, to open them, to open the program, and to open them from the program. It's not something you have to worry about in this case, but as you work with data more broadly across the internet, you want to open it from the file. And so I'll just go File, Open. And again, this was on the desktop. In this folder, and you have a CSV file, so you change it to CSV. Questions, which CSV file do you need? The metadata tells you about the file, but the data with annotation is the file. And you usually can tell from the Census Bureau it's the biggest file. It's the one with the data in it. Click open, and you now have your data set. Some things to notice about the data set is that it has two ID fields. One is a detailed ID field, and one is the actual field name that you might use. It's good to kind of keep track of these in different ways. I'll show you some different ways to do that in class. Notice that for some counties that are very small or are not reporting data for this, there's an N. That doesn't mean that nobody has moved. What it means is that the data is so small that if you actually identified one person moving in that place, you probably identify the person in the Census Bureau. And part of these ends, part of the reason you have these ends is to preserve people's privacy. There's a threshold for that. But now you're ready to work with your data in whatever way you're going to do it this semester. There are ways to clean it up a little bit better. We'll talk about those in class.